So, how does Upworthy's user prompts shape the platform's direction, which I think is really unique to what you do?
Right. Touching on something I just said about the idea of, answering a problem, providing a solution to a problem that people actually have. I think one of the constants there was that there was a lot of talking at people and not talking with people. And the platforms are built to have a back and forth. It's not just a place to distribute something that you made and you want to get people's eyeballs on. You have to, show some respect to the audience that you want their input, you want to hear about their experience, and that there might be something that you can learn from them in the process. So for me, the genesis of building at Upworthy, because there were no followers beginning, and then within 6 months, there were over a million. I was lucky because I think the need that I had and the problem that I needed to answer, along with my co-creator Lucia Nell, was something that other people were experiencing as well, which was I wish that there were proof points of human decency out there on social media, a place I could go to and see that time and time again. And so it started is just answering that question for ourselves, building towards that, and then seeing it take off. As for the back and forth, there was a really interesting moment where we saw how people were interacting with it. We would share one thing, let's say be a story about a really nice story that was screen capped from Reddit, because a couple years ago, everything would be curation in that way. You'd go over to Reddit or some other site and be like, oh, this looks like it'll do well on Instagram. Obviously, that's not exactly how things work anymore. But you would share that and people would be like, oh, this is great. That really reminds me about my teacher that I had in third grade. They write a story down. Other people create this feedback loop and you start encouraging that. You interact with people around it. And it's the best thing because all of a sudden you start realizing that this number with a bunch of zeros after it that seems impossibly big is there are real people with real lived experiences behind it. And I think tapping into that curiosity, learning about them, giving them a place to share more led to some magic being able to happen. And incidentally intersected with creating a channel, an account that had a lot of thriving engagement behind it.
I love what you said about a two-way dialogue with a lot of this social media, that it's just not you sharing, but inviting others to share with you and identifying a problem that resonates with so many. I love the questions that you have on the site. One example, what's the kindest thing a stranger has ever done for you? Because they aren't just content, they're community builders.